listen to our voices.
I hope they can listen to our voices, Joel. If they
Look at
can't,
all
that would be some sort of travesty or some shit.
Look at all their faces, listen to their
Oh,
stories.
God
yeah.
damn it, we're not female stuck in a jail.
Hey, but you know, we could be though. Comic book cast is the new black.
I'm telling you, Joe should make like one of those mixtapes that people have sex to, cause like he has a voice.
I don't want to
yeah.
listen to Joel's voice while I'm having sex. God.
You do though. Oh yeah.
I pretty
No,
much
this
Getting down could to be it. though.
I pretty much already, like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Joel, where's... Oh, wait, Joel's not talking to me yet. I'll spend the next 6 hours talking to him anyway, though.
For real, hell, it was weird because I had to do all those co-ops without you. I really had to improvise when I got to Uncanny this week.
Oh.
I pull a Sean with Iron Patriot #1 where I'm like, no, in my contract it says I don't have to do this alone.
Well, okay, we are live, so hey, what's happening, guys, in the place thing? What is this place again? Twitch, that's it. Ooh.
The people
that
can
was
hear.
the Googles. It's the Google.
Well,
No, well, okay, true. This is Google does own Twitch now.
Yeah.
Everything is technically Google's. And I, for one, am completely okay with our Google overlords and will say nothing against them that could get me in trouble.
It's not like they can hear us. Oh wait, they can.
You say that,
Well,
but
because the NRA guy and like the guy that monitors everything and the guys that monitor like food intake, they're all observing our calls. They're like, well, these guys pretty much speak about all world issues.
the NSA is watching us. They're going to upload us to their database. We're on the president's secret kill list.
I can just imagine the president like, yeah, that comic book cast group, yeah, they're done, they're out. Get them, get them, get them.
Freaking Blackwater kicks down our doors. We were just trying to do our spoiler cast.
You can't take me alive. I've done this
So
before.
people are probably like, what the hell is this? This is episode 129, the live spoiler cast for Guardians of the Galaxy. But, as you're seeing, we're kind of railing off like we normally do. We'll just wait a little bit, then we'll get into the show.
Yeah.
Yay.
Consider this the warm-up. Consider this the tasty appetizer before the main course.
Don't talk about
This is
appetizers because
just the
that
tip.
reminds me of lobsters, which how I feel.
That-
Yeah, so Shay went tanning for 9 minutes without any lotion or anything, because last time she did 7. She literally looks like Mr. Krabs.
I am a living lobster right now. It hurts so bad. Like Armin I feel bad for him because he has to put lotion on me like every 20 minutes. It feels like because it just hurts so bad.
You put the lotion on the skin, or else you get the hose again.
Why is everybody passing the bong already? They're like, pass the bong to.
Oh, sorry, man. That was me. Here you go. Toke. Puff, pass.
I got it.
Hey,
that's
Joe,
good shit.
so you were at a con today. How much reaching were you doing? You just,
I couldn't.
Every time you saw something with DC, or like trying to connect the dots across the show floor.
I couldn't reach because I couldn't even walk.
True.
I was like, no, I can't. No.
Hey, you know what, Joe? It's okay. You know, when the Patreon gets going and in the next couple years, we will pay to send you to ReachCon.
There should be a con for that. I'll make that happen.
Exactly. We'll
It's
start
just
it
him
ourselves.
in a room.
I'll make that happen.
It's like a few you guys on YouTube that won't let go of your theories. You're all just standing together, and DC's like, and here's new info, and they'll like drop little clues to see if you guys can reach.
I'll also reach on, oh my god, Spider-Man's coming to the MCU because there's a sticker on
Reach,
Guardian.
man. You reach for them stars, man. Matter of fact, that's what we can do. You know how they have the Live Strong bracelets for like Lance stars? We can get you Reach Strong bracelets.
Strong
I'm telling you, this has to be a thing. This could be a new shirt. We're gonna do this hashtag.
Yeah, I fully support this. Actually, we should sell Reach
You know
Strong.
how they
bands.
have those freaking we're number one freaking foam hands. We're gonna have reaching hands. It says reach forever, and they're just like 10 feet long.
Yes.
We got to do the reach strong. We got to do McGregor syndrome. We're gonna get the shirts done.
I actually ordered a shirt actually just because
I need to as well.
Oh yeah, we get those all sent out. Oh yeah, for the Patreon people, your shirt will probably be going out this month. So yeah, and all
There
that
you
good stuff
go.
coming.
It's
Yeah.
smexy,
Who said we
smexy.
didn't go on our promises? Oh, the government did. Okay.
The government. It was them.
Oh, we got Caboose up there in the crowd. He says just saw Guardians for a second time and he loves it. You damn right.
Hell, I'm going a second time this Friday. What's up?
Oh,
It is one of those few movies that as soon as it was done, I'm like, man, I really want to watch that again, actually.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I could have stayed in the theater because like our theater had a back-to-back showing of it.
Oh.
It's like I just wanted to sit there and be like, don't kick me out.
Okay,
please.
so let's start off, before we actually get into talk until more people get here. So it opened up. They were estimating 65 million for the entire weekend. In just Thursday and Friday alone, it's already at 55. So
Nice.
Good for it. It's great.
Which James Gunn has said that this movie in its opening night made more money than any of his other movies' domestic gross put together.
yeah.
No, good for him, man. I know
Very
he hasn't
good
had
for
a
him.
lot of like good, like amazing movies or good breaks, but like even though I think some of his movies are alright, this is good for him because like I think he deserves to be up there. He's worked hard. Good for him.
I've loved him for a long time, and it's nice
Yeah.
to see such unique talent break on through to the other side, so to speak.
I mean, the movie opened up clearly. There was I don't think anybody expected it to do what it's doing right now. They're projecting upwards of 90 million to 100 million, which is double what, they were saying they would make.
Yeah.
To put this in perspective for you people, Guardians of the Galaxy has made more in 3 days in America than Green Lantern in 7 weeks.
Oh, Jesus.
It's almost made its entire domestic and foreign run.
We don't even know what Guardians is going to make in its foreign run because they're not releasing those numbers for like a week and a half. So
I think
Crazy.
it could. I feel like it's gonna have a big thing here domestically, though. I mean, it could have a big foreign thing, but I just think it's one of these movies that's gonna do bigger here. Yeah.
It
That's
doesn't really
smart.
have anything challenging it this week, at least. I mean, next week we.
I don't think that's gonna put a dent in it. But
It's not gonna
the
affect
word
a lot.
of mouth for this one is going to be impressive.
TMNT
Hey.
has been tracking super weak, while Guardians has been tracking super
Hey,
strong.
if TMNT is good as well, I mean, they could just. I think Guardians still gonna be up there, but you might see TMNT like just a little bit. Like some people are gonna want to see it for that week, but then after they see it, they'll see Guardians.
I want to point this out. Last week, Hercules and what is it? Lucy came out. Hercules got demolished.
But
Wow.
they both were like just not even amazing movies.
I mean, Lucy did way better, like almost triple what Hercules did, which brings to question The Rock's star power. Yeah, people went to see with him, but this isn't doing too good. Like, I mean, that's a big problem. When we look at Guardians of the Galaxy, who's really a big name? I mean, Bradley Cooper's not in person. Vin Diesel's not in person.
Nope. It really is the Marvel name selling it. I mean,
it's
sure,
the Marvel
sure,
brand.
Chris.
It's also
Chris-
the star power is going down. Like used to, like a couple years ago, like it would be all about the star power, and
Oh, yeah.
heck, that was cool. But now it's more on the story and the whole movie instead of
It's
the
the
star
franchise.
power.
Yeah, I mean-
basically.
And I mean, again, it was a great marketing campaign too of people like, well, what is this thing? I need to see this thing and understand what it is.
I'm making a video on this that's going to go up soon, but I just want to say here. People are pissed at Marvel for their San Diego announcements, right? Guys, let me tell you this. The only reason they announced Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is because they're so confident they didn't want to announce Doctor Strange or Black Panther. That would be all the talk before their big Guardians movie comes out. They come out and say, hey guys, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in 3 years. You know what that does in people's minds? They go, holy shit, how confident are they in the movie that's coming out in 3 days?
And they left a lot of space for sequels, and we'll probably have to talk about that on the regular show next week.
I mean, they also say like, oh my god, there's a Guardians 2. That means I have to see the first
Right,
one now.
I
I'm like,
gotta
oh my
see
god,
this,
I love the first one.
It's the importance of what they're doing. That's why they didn't announce anything at Comic-Con.
I still think like there was just the deals weren't in place 100% as well.
Course.
Like that, like it's half and half of that, but
And
still good.
Also, though, we have New York Comic Con just around the corner. So
Yeah.
if they sit there and they're like, oh, here's all our splooge now, it's like, what's going to happen at New York Comic Con? They're the only ones who go to New York
DC
Comic-Con.
doesn't go, so...
That means they need to have bigger guns blazing when they go into that. It's the con finale. Yes, there's a whole bunch of mini cons after, but the next biggest con is New York, and they need to have some bigger stuff to go through, and that's what it's going to be.
What about D23 though? The Disney.
Oh, of course,
one?
of course, they're gonna show stuff.
Yeah,
there.
that
show
too.
stuff there, but the
I
thing
mean-
is with D23, not a lot of people are on that bandwagon
That's
yet
true.
because
That is true.
of the fact
But
that
I
we're
will say,
just still new.
last two D23s is when they announced the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and those are a bigger deal than the Marvel universe. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe.
let's face it. If they're gonna bring out anybody for Doctor Strange, it'll be there. But Guardians 2 was, the safe bet, and after we've seen Guardians 1 now, which let's talk about it.
Yes, Lettuce. This
You know-
is the spoiler cast. I think we have almost 200 people in the room now. I think it's time.
So I've been saying this is their biggest gamble. I think everybody agrees with that. Not only does this movie change the way you're gonna look at the Marvel universe forever because it's a success now, they can go balls deep. This changes the fundamentals of what Hollywood can do. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at how ridiculous of a concept it is, and how much DC has to hold back on their properties, and Marvel just goes, "We just made you care about a tree more than any character in most other movies."
Yep.
And not only that, in one movie, Vin Diesel shows more emotion than he ever
Yeah.
did as Toretto in any of the past movies.
That is true.
So,
It's his best performance since the Iron Giant. And
It
much
is.
like the Iron Giant,
It
he
is.
has a very limited vocabulary. Apparently, that's what you got to do with him.
when you look at Groot's like face, you could tell they modeled Vin Diesel in there.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Especially
you
during
can-
the
Oh, yeah,
emotion. Like,
definitely.
It was so good.
You can see Brolin in Thanos too,
Oh, yes, you
actually,
could.
which
Did
is
he
kind of
mocap?
creepy.
Did Vin Diesel mocap Groot? I don't think so, right? But I know I saw
I
him
I think
playing
he
with
did
stilts.
some CGI
Okay.
work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him on the stilts. There was like that one Instagram pic or whatever, and I was like, oh, he's probably doing something for Groot.
There was a few of those motion, when he's doing some of the fighting, where you
Yeah.
can see his body movement exactly mimicked what he does in the Fast movies when he's fighting. So I definitely think he had a hand in doing that stuff.
I loved in my theater how I don't think no one understood that Groot can only say "I am Groot." Like it's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
he's not just saying. I just thought it was funny
Well,
because
we had somebody that was sitting behind us, and these were bros that they just literally went to it because like we're trying to jump on the Marvel bandwagon.
Yeah, these guys were broy as bro go.
Armin was the broiest guy there until they came in, and
Oh, wow.
we sat there at the end of the movie when he said "We are Groot." They sat there like, man, wouldn't it have been so cool if like he just completely started having normal sentences? No, you fucking
No,
idiot.
no, it wouldn't.
He doesn't. Like,
You
get
want
a
to something?
life.
While we're on the subject of Groot, you want to something hilarious? There was actually a little kid a couple rows down from me, and like he let out an audible sigh when it looked like Groot had died. He's like, oh, "No!" And I wanted to look over to the kid and be like, little man, it's fine, Groot. They can regrow him from a thing." And indeed, they ended up growing him from a thing. But I'm like, no, I don't want to spoil it for the kid. I want him to be surprised.
Right.
I just found it funny when like I think it was when Groot like towards the end or whatever, just something real quick when he did like some big little fight scene, some bro as well was like, yeah, get him, and I was like, you man, me too, yeah, get him.
Well, what I'm really surprised at, we were at the early screen of this. There was more people for this one than there were for Thor or Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I think there was an air of freshness about this one.
I would say there was more, but I went to a different theater than I usually do, so it was like way out there, so there was less than usual, but it was like sold out for my original theater, so
Damn.
yeah,
Wow,
like
that's-
they were big there, so yeah.
So I mean, let's tackle this from the beginning. I mean, Chris Pratt probably going to be a huge ass movie star. Now, I mean, he literally dances his way on screen.
Yes, he does.
I
And
love
I'm
that
like,
intro. I love it.
I was
I'm like-
not expecting like honestly, I didn't think they were even going to do like the beginning of Quinn. Like it sunk my heart. Like the moment you start this
Yeah, they were
movie,
so good with how they
and-
set that up with his mom and stuff. Like, it was
Oh,
brief.
God.
You tell the origin quick, move on to the interesting stuff, which, face it, Marvel's kind of been really good at that.
Yeah, I was going to say emotional grounding is what really makes Guardians work. They do a cold open, which I can't think of any other movie they've done a cold opening to like
Yeah.
this.
Well, it doesn't like oh, okay, not well Marvel, but you don't usually see that kind of opening in movies. You see them in TV where they get to the story sometimes and they just have the credits rolling, but you don't see that a lot in movies, which I just thought I was like, that's awesome because I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, definitely none of the Marvel ones that I can remember have done it. It's a really effective cold open to be like, boom,
Yeah.
here's his origin, a very comic accurate origin too.
What do you
Yeah.
guys think? Because I think he killed as Peter Quill. Like,
yeah.
Everyone killed it
I
in
think
their
Dave
roles.
Batista really showed.
Oh, he was my favorite character.
He was so good as that role. Like people were
Huge
like,
surprise.
I'm not to say anything mean, but he grew on me. I didn't like him at first, but I was like, you know, at the end, I was like, dude, you're so cool.
He
You're so
does
cool.
grow on it. Here's the
Yeah.
thing, apparently. Apparently, Batista, when he figured out he got the role, actually went and took more acting classes.
oh yeah.
So, hey.
Well,
So,
Good for
so
him.
hey. Yeah, indeed. So, other wrestlers turned actors, follow Batista's lead.
John Cena.
It was absolutely awesome, like just seeing, because obviously we already knew from a lot of pre-reviews, Groot steals the show. We saw that.
Yeah.
He stole it. But I was sitting there and be like, all right, well, this TV actor, this wrestler, we already know Zoe can act because she's been in other things. She actually she's upsold herself even in this. Like, I feel like she did such a better performance in this because they probably gave her a little bit more freedom to be like, hey, be the badass you want to actually be, and we're not going to hold you back.
I feel like James Gunn is like a really collaborative person, and he's allowed like a lot of freedom. Like, yeah, he's like, okay, you got to do this, but hey, if this works better for you, let's do it. It'll probably work good as well. That's what's great about him.
right.
So, yeah, I mean, the whole team is really amazing. I mean, the one thing I brought up in my own review is I actually felt in a team this strong that Zoe Saldana was as Gamora was actually kind of the one weak link because her whole arc is basically done by the time we see her. She's already decided to sell out Thanos and Ronan and everything. And I'm like, oh, I would have liked that to have seen a little bit more development. It's like she's already made up her mind the first time we see her.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate they didn't force her into a relationship with Star-Lord. That was a nice touch.
That was going to
Kevin
be
Bacon.
That was going to be
Kevin
my
Bacon.
favorite. Like, I sat there and I was telling Armin afterward, asking him, like, what was your least favorite scene? I was already going into it being like, my least favorite scene is going to be those two relationship. And it actually was like, it was the cutest, awkward, like, when he puts the headphones on her and she's like, kind of like, this is really soothing.
Like me and her, me and Shay were talking. They removed the scene of her shirtless when they're scanning their bodies. There was in the early reviews, they said you get to see Chris Pratt, like, full naked from behind. They removed all that stuff, which apparently people weren't, responding to well because they want to keep it, a cleaner movie despite all the dirty language,
Of which there is. They got semen jokes, pelvic sorcery.
Oh, yeah, it's...
We do a lot of the pelvic sorcery, don't we?
Yeah, there was a lot of little kids in it, and I sat there and I'm like, do the parents not realize there is full-on cussing? Like, full-on. But it was so mild that it worked out really well.
I think one of the better parts of this movie to me that stuck out more was Marvel, of course, took the full cosmic side, by the balls and just bang. They didn't bother to Man of Steel exposition everything. Actually, they don't exposition anything to you.
No, you actually go along with the characters and learn stuff as they learn stuff.
I love when they're explaining, the formation of the Infinity Stones, because I don't believe they're the gems in this one.
Yeah,
they're the
stones, not gems.
I'm fine with that because they can take the stones and turn them into gems, so whatever the fuck.
Which they seem to be doing. They're definitely stretching stone.
When they show the Celestials...
Yeah.
I literally it just
that
right
was
then
so
and there.
cool.
I'm like, they just right now confirmed everything we've been thinking was gonna be happening. Plus, they confirmed, the existence of the Inhumans, like
Cosmo the frickin' dog, man.
Right.
And Howard the
Howard the
Duck.
Duck.
Howard the fucking duck. That is an end zone dance. That is Marvel whipping out their dick and going ha 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 ha.
They're going, we can do anything and we'll beat you.
Yeah, we can do anything and we'll do it better. Like,
Before the competition even gets to the characters people want to see, we're gonna put in a character no one wants to see.
Well, I mean, you gotta give it to Marvel because explaining, it's like, how did these stones become to existence? Oh, there was the Celestial before the universe, and then she exploded, and all her essence became these stones, but then the universe split into different galaxies, and evolution of man. They could have taken 30 minutes. And they're like, no, here it is. They could have taken Lois Lane and been like, here's flak jacket explanations. Instead, they're like, no, go with it because it makes sense. And they really just kind of deliver with it. Like,
and you know what the best thing about it is? As the collector sits there and explains that to him, it's clear the heroes don't give a shit about what he's explaining.
and Rocket even says that. He's just like, all right, guy, don't care. Where's the money?
care. Yeah.
Give us the short version.
And, of course, we saw, the Nowhere when they got there.
Oh,
of course, ahead of a Celestial.
Looks exactly like it does in the comics.
So we know how big the Celestials are going to be, especially when you see one of them destroying a planet, which isn't a flashback. So, you know, this is some pretty huge shit you're looking at here coming from the Marvel Universe. And then, of course, we had Thanos show up, which, good God.
What I love
his
about
voice.
Thanos. Oh yeah. Brolin does it great. But what I love about Thanos is that, you know, the guys on Earth, Thanos is still like this mysterious shadow evil that's incomprehensible. But to the cosmic universe, they're like, oh yeah, Thanos, that dickbag, the Mad Titan, fuck that guy.
Right.
He's just an everyday thing to the space guys.
I also like that he's like one of those dick dad kind of things too. Not only does he abduct people, torture them, and and make them into soldiers.
So he's Sean.
So, but the soldiers they still have their own minds. But he even sits there. He has one of them there. Oh, they captured my favorite daughter. It's like, fuck you too, Dad. Fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
fuck you, Dad.
they do it all so perfectly, and you have that hatred for Thanos, but you're like, okay, now I have to keep watching. Are they gonna put more down? Are they gonna put? Marvel is doing so well on here's just a little bit of something you want, but we're gonna take it back now.
You know, I thought I saw a lot of people saying Thanos sucked because his eyes didn't glow like at the end of the Avengers. I'm like, you fucking idiots. I'm like, if that's your only complaint, you should really just be kicked in the nuts and not allowed to watch this movie.
This is casual Thanos. This is Thanos on like a Saturday afternoon.
Right.
He's watching the game. This is casual Thanos.
And what's the game for him, Joe? Is it just like planets blowing up?
That is a good question, Joe. What would be the game for Thanos?
I was still, like, Shannon and I were talking, I'm like, people still don't realize Marvel ties everything back. When, in Iron Man 3, when Killian had the map of the galaxy pop up before the human brain, that's going to tie into something. Yeah. They didn't just put that there for no fucking reason.
The reason why that was probably there was because of the
something
fact it's
ties into everything.
It's gonna be when we saw all those little bubbles of how the worlds became. Those little bubbles.
There's more.
Those are gonna turn around and somehow gonna be a part of
There's
those
way
planets.
more to what they're doing here. Thanos is obviously the key to everything, the ultimate villain. I mean, I really think that they have something going on here. If Guardians is like, you know, it's a special movie because you don't get movies like this. You don't get especially new properties.
No.
Oh yeah, because in the age of like sequels and
Sequelitis
reboots,
and
we don't really
remakes.
get a lot. Like there's been a couple original ideas, but they don't really do as big as you would expect. You know what I mean? And I think Guardians is that one that will.
It's fresh right now. That being said, we already know it's primed for sequels and crossovers.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
but right now it's special, is what we're saying. This is the good time. This is the honeymoon, is what we're saying. We can grow to hate it later if we must, but I don't see that happening.
And we know the average person is not gonna know that this is tied in. Like the average person is just.
I think people are wising up.
Well,
okay. Let's be fair. There's people that were in my lines thinking X-Men and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are tied into Marvel Universe just because it says Marvel. So
and because it had a post-credit scene, but that's really messed up continuity shit.
Spider-Man is Marvel's flagship character. This guy lives in fucking 2002. That's fucking amazing. Look, we got a time traveler, guys.
What I really like about Guardians 2 is, again, we mentioned all the great little comic book references and stuff that's totally for guys like us, which is awesome. The thing that I enjoy is that, you know, a fresh audience can come in and watch this and enjoy it, and they don't really have to know about all the little pieces.
Right.
Which is what I think is, you know, really gonna be, you know, help this movie in the long run.
I think with this movie, it's a fresh movie. There's nothing holding it. Like, if you went and saw Thor, right? There was obviously an overreaching world, just like Captain America, just like Iron Man. There's more to it. This is other side of the galaxy. It's a space adventure. You haven't seen this. This is establishing a new world, something that's going to be a big payoff. And if you go see this alone, on its own, it stands as a competent movie.
Very much so. It's got great structure, great pacing, something that I think the other superhero movies kind of not drop the ball on, but don't pay attention to near as much.
No, what is there more of Chris Pratt's abs?
Oh, absolutely.
He
undoubtedly.
built up for that.
Yeah, he did.
I think they cut out a lot of it because, as we already talked about earlier, like they cut out his whole ass and all of Gamora's whole ass. Like both of them, they cut that out. Obviously, there was a whole lot more, but we've got to realize they've got stuff coming, and
Gotta buy the DVD for that.
Yeah, and the only thing right now that they have tying this movie in is Stan Lee. So far, he's the only thing that actually kind of tied everything in, which his little scene, him being Hugh Hefner, basically, the pimp, was awesome.
That was pretty great. Again, two stuff we never talked about. We got the Kree in this movie. Holy shit, we got the blue-skinned Kree, so hey, if there was any question what that alien was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there you go. He's clearly a Kree.
And if there's any question that we're going to eventually lead to Captain Marvel, it's, you know, here it is. Here's your answer.
Hey guys, you could totally cast me. I'll wear that suit. I will do the mohawk. Come on, Marvel, cast me.
Oh god, speaking of Mohawks, freaking Michael Rooker is Yondu, man.
God.
He stole every
man,
god.
so
I would
good.
watch a movie just about Yondu and the Ravagers.
I'm expecting him to get a much bigger role because we know how close him and James Gunn are.
Oh, they're best
As
friends.
we can see from their Facebook, like, everything is them with their
Them-
selfies
them and their
pictures
bromance.
and-
They have man love, those. And the fucking whistle arrow, man. They
Oh,
worked in the
shit.
whistle arrow. And the whistle arrow's the coolest
When
goddamn
he lands
thing.
on, you know, when he's down on Xandar and he pulls it out, I just leaned over to Shay. I was like, just prepare for this.
It's just, I love the fact that it's like a lot of people, obviously, they went into it being like, oh my god, it's Merle from Walking Dead. And honestly, I want Walking Dead out of his, like, a whole background because this showed a different side of him. Yes, he didn't have that much of big scenes, but his scenes were like, he's this torn guy in between, like, two, like, I love but hate, I love but hate. It's like,
He's so good. He killed it in that role.
He
Actually,
really
you know,
did.
speaking about that role, Benicio del Toro, very little bit as the Collector, but damn does he do it well.
Oh, I've been seeing, somebody's been posting a lot, and
What I
we'll let you know that, yes, we can see, it does look like he was on a lot of drugs, especially when he's smoking his cigarette at the end. It's like, that was his hangover of his drugs. Oh my fucking god.
I think that's just Del
He
Toro
always looks
acting
high,
normal.
so-
He does.
Yeah.
And this is the best thing why he's perfect casting for the Collector. He doesn't change his voice, and they don't put that much makeup on him, so he's just being Del Toro.
He literally is the Collector.
He basically is.
Now, there's one thing that a lot of people are complaining about. They show the Nova Corp, but they don't mention the Nova Force. Hey,
Well,
guys,
maybe
if they
they're
mention
coming
the
later.
Nova Force, then they have to explain it to you.
Yeah.
So what's the point of mentioning
You know what's the way I saw it? Is that we see the Nova Corps get pretty much freaking decimated
Yes, they
at
do.
the end of this movie. Maybe that's the lead-in for the
Yeah,
Nova spin-off.
I sort of compared it to like the MCU take on the start of Annihilation,
Yeah.
when they just get fucked up at the start of
Yeah,
that.
I feel like that this is, you know, yeah, they got destroyed, they didn't have anything, and they realized their peace treaties aren't exactly working. All right, we have the Nova Corp. We need a few elite Nova Corp soldiers to become the Nova Corp, you know, the Nova Force.
And
Bring
that
in
guy,
Richard Rider.
yeah,
There you
and the
go.
guy that John C. Reilly plays, his character is the guy who originally found
Exactly.
Richard
Yeah,
Rider.
Hyacinth,
Exactly.
So
So-
wouldn't that be a great way to start that one? John C. Reilly
And
comes
I mean-
to Earth and whatnot.
Right as this movie came out, James Gunn was talking, and he said, I'm not going to do Nova because I hate the character. You know what? I don't blame him. Nova is kind of, you know, people are going to get pissed at me. He's a great character. I fucking love Richard Rider. He wouldn't fit into this tone of a movie.
No,
He's
not
too
something that-
straight.
He fit into his own
His
movie.
He's
own
too
movie, That would
serious.
work.
Yeah.
He is a little on the serious side. You know what would be great with him? If you make it again, if you make him like Drax, if you make him the straight man for someone
Right.
else, if you set him up with
Wait,
someone else.
What about like a Sam Alexander? No, they probably wouldn't go that route. They'd go more of the Richard Rider.
What
But
if
hey,
they were-
I was telling Armin in the theater, I'm like, if they do bring a Nova, honestly, I would rather see a kid Nova.
Yes.
Why? Hear me out, people. Would you rather have this very adult universe and have this kid, though, that can come in, steal a show, and still, though, have, like, I've got the adult morals, I've got all this adult stuff, but I'm still a kid. But you can actually sit there and have a lot more younger generations come into the Marvel universe.
Okay, that's true. But then, when I get over to seeing the future of the Marvel Universe, I don't see a kid Nova being accepted into the Nova Corps with all these adults or helping the
true.
Avengers. Like,
Plus, you know, I mean, people on the internet are fickle, and they could see a kid Nova as being like, "Oh, well, here's the scrappy do for the franchise."
Exactly.
they gotta put a kid in there. Why they gotta put a kid in there? We know why Sam Alexander is awesome and why he makes sense, but the movies don't really have all those years worth of comic storylines, so it's a cool idea.
Honestly, to me, I feel like if they're gonna do a Nova movie, which they obviously I think this was the setup for having the Nova Force, I feel like that would be a team up movie. You possibly have like a Celestial, invade Xandar or something. That's your go. Because we saw the Celestials, they want to try to take out Nova. Thanos sends them because they have one of the gems, right?
Right.
You do Nova, and you tie Captain Marvel somehow into that movie. So once again, you have a team-up movie, because we know those are the killer thing for Marvel. And you kind of get a few characters out of the way to set up for the future. Because I don't see Nova just carrying a movie alone.
Don't you?
I don't think he's...
Possibly.
I don't think
Oh,
he's
the
that
kid
big.
one?
His
Oh, you mean
own-
like
Either
Sam
Nova.
His
Oh,
own
really?
one-off. I can see or one shot. Sorry, I can see a good one shot introducing him,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then leading
Nova
into something
Force
after that.
movie, Nova Corp movie, but I just
Yeah,
don't see Nova as a movie.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I would be right there with you, Armin, before I saw the success of Guardians. Now I'm like, well,
But-
shit, now I think they can do anything.
But this is a team up. What Armin was saying before. This is a team up movie. It worked so well because it's a team. You have all different kinds of emotion, yet in the end, everybody has the exact same emotion. But you've got that. Right now, though, if you were to have Nova, you have just one solid character. That's like Iron Man. Iron Man 1 worked. He was his own character.
Right, but then they need a team up.
But
so
exactly, he started
every
getting
movie,
old.
every movie starts to become a team up in Marvel after the first one. I mean, we saw with Winter Soldier, we saw with Thor 2. It's more of a adventure movie. I think that's definitely the route they want to take. So
They're constantly upping the ante.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what else haven't we touched upon for this? We haven't really talked about Ronin yet. Ronin, kind of just a bog standard villain. I mean, he did his job.
Okay,
He-
yes,
it was
they changed
mostly
him
about
from
the
comic,
Guardians.
but whatever. Did you really want them to give us 15 minutes of Ronin and he still dies and we go, whoa, why did he die? There was no development. Why did they kill this character? Or focus on the Guardians and give us a good cast of a team coming together?
Do you
Yeah,
think he's
that's-
coming back though? Because
that's
someone
the
was saying,
monkey's
what if they bring him back? And I'm like, they basically killed him.
If they bring
He'll
him
come
back,
back. Death has been confirmed to be in the MCU, so he probably will come back.
One thing I do like though is the fact that they never said Guardians of the Galaxy until he did, just to try making a joke and be like, "What
That
are you
was
guys,
nice.
the Guardians of the
yeah,
Galaxy?"
I love that.
And I was
You
just
be
like,
bro,
"Oh."
dance off.
I
Oh
didn't
my
like
God,
it.
that was
Yeah, oh
excellent.
god, yeah, the dance off. They threw so much. This was an emotional roller coaster ride.
Absolutely.
There was points that I was about ready in tears because of
Little
one,
Groot.
Rocket's emotion, Groot almost dying,
Oh.
the first whole beginning. There's
Yeah,
so
oh my
many
God,
things, and then it brings you back to Earth, and you've got multiple dance
And you know-
offs, and it's just
Speaking on the Ronin part, a lot of people are complaining. It's like, yeah, he was, did this. I'm like, listen, he's a religious, fanatic. That's what they set him up as.
I like the way I don't know if I said it before, but the way Lee Pace described Ronin when he was playing the character. At first, they wanted to make him what is the word, not sentimental, but
Sympathetic.
sympathetic. They wanted to make you feel bad, but he was like, nah, we're gonna make him like an Osama bin Laden type, and I was like,
I
yes.
definitely got that.
Yeah.
I liked his black teeth. I thought it was really easy
Yeah.
to hate a villain who has black teeth.
And Lee Pace killed it in that role. Jesus.
Heck
like-
yeah.
He
he's-
did a lot with very little material. I also kind of, again, they kind of did the thing like Winter Soldier, where it's like, maybe instead of one truly strong villain, we'll have 3 or 4 smaller ones, because the
Right.
Pursuer was in there too. We had
And
Nebula.
I mean, let's face it, if they keep all these villains alive, right?
Uh-huh.
Then we would run into the issue of why Thanos just not attacking with everybody.
Well, Nebula was clearly alive at the end, so
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
coming
She's
back.
coming back.
Which
with
is
that
good.
hand.
I don't know if Ronin would though, because they killed him off. Well, why
They
are you
killed
just
him
gonna
pretty
bring him
hard.
back? Yeah,
And
why
the
are you just
thing
gonna
is,
bring him
is
back?
I don't think they would bring back a villain. A hero, yes, I can totally see them bringing back a hero. I don't think that they're gonna bring back a
Don't you
villain.
all forget, Thanos knows about Earth, and there just happens to be a Nazi that got teleported somewhere
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in the
and
universe,
told
we
someone
don't know
about
where.
Earth that didn't
But-
know about it when we were primitive, so why didn't he attack it then?
He's not dead though,
Oh,
right?
no, he's not dead.
No,
He's been
Red Skull
teleported.
is straight up. He's in the background doing
Yeah.
Red Scully
They're
stuff.
just waiting for a different person that kind of looks like Hugo Weaving because he hated the war.
I wouldn't even be surprised if, like, let's say in
He
5
comes back.
movies from now, when freaking, we have a Winter Soldier Captain America movie. I wouldn't be surprised if the Masters of Evil show up, led by, Red Skull, being like, guess who was actually pulling the strings behind everything, bitches?
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool because like he's still alive. We all know he's still alive, but
He's gotta
just
be.
don't like. I mean, if you're gonna bring Ronan back, I say no. But hey, I'm not the one making the movie, so if they want to, they can do it.
If they bring him back, there's obviously a reason, and
Yeah, yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's a lot. A lot of people are going into it. Us here at the Comic Book Cast, and a lot of our fans, we don't watch the movie. We digest the movie, and we try figuring out what's gonna go where.
Right,
It's like,
we
this
reach
scene
for
was
the
here.
pieces.
We reach hard. Now, speaking of reaching, I thought it would be fun if we break this down. So let's try and track all the Infinity Stones as we know them. One is in Asgard,
Right,
looked over by Odin, who is not Odin, who is actually Loki.
right.
Mhm.
The
The Novas have, the Novas have this newest one. The Collector has one, but the Collector's shop blew up. I assume he still has the one that he has.
the
I
question-
would think so.
The question with that is
maybe.
though, because at the end of Thor, the Collector has
The Ether or whatever
the
Right.
they
Yeah,
gave that to.
yeah.
So the thing
The
is,
reality gem.
when he got the Ether, was that before or after his shop blew up? Because if you notice, the shop actually looks different.
It was different looking, right.
Oh,
The
yeah,
shop
yeah.
is claustrophobic in
Huh.
Thor.
Huh.
But it's
So-
big in the other one.
Exactly. So is this after
Maybe we
the
don't-
explosion?
Well,
Yeah,
well, no,
because
it's
they don't give us a timetable on events.
Let's ask
No.
James Gunn. Let's
No.
go
Yeah,
ask him right now.
We'll have to. Well, you would think it would be after, because if you look in his cases, and this is
Well-
actually a perfect segue to talk about his cases, he has a dark elf in one of the cases.
True,
Ah,
that is
that's
true.
right,
He does
that's
have
right.
a dark elf. Huh.
And though another thing,
And a Chitari.
True.
Yeah.
he could have multiple shops. We
True,
don't know
true.
this.
Possibly.
Another thing, the only time zone thing we know is it was 1986, and then that's when he got abducted, and it's 26 years later.
6 years later.
Okay, but if all of Marvel's movies are in our time right now, so are they both happening at the same time?
We don't know
Like-
where this movie could be 2 years in the future. This movie could take place right before Avengers 3. Like,
So wait, if it's 26 years later, it's 1986, isn't that 2012? Isn't like
or
the world?
28 years, some crap like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying. No,
But-
Jeez,
so-
this is just like real comic books. We're arguing about time. This is amazing.
And
Okay,
of course,
so-
actually, to go back to somebody's question, though, what do we think the next gem is? Armin and I were
It's
talking.
gonna be the
it's gonna
time
be the
gem.
time gem.
Time
Yeah.
You would
Yeah,
assume.
Time Gem.
Wait, Age of Ultron or
Yeah,
like
Age of
next
Ultron
Guardians?
Time Gem.
Well,
Okay,
you,
yeah, I can see that.
you figure if they're stretching what the gem/stones can be, what makes you think that when we eventually get to Doctor Strange and the Eye of Agamotto could very well be one of the stones?
Right.
It could-
Sorry,
Oh, but remember the Eye of
1988, I'm
Agamotto is in
sorry.
Odin's vault.
Oh shit, it is too. Crap.
So wait, here. Okay, let's put it like this. So,
And the gauntlet is too.
regardless of what happens, Avengers 3, Thanos has the glove and all the stones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Therefore, in Guardians 2, some shit's gotta happen that they lose it from Odin's vault. Loki's probably gonna hand that over to Thanos to make that alliance. Because listen.
Or the
I feel